Hi, this is Tim of the 1916 Company. Welcome and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, Team Mosso at the1916company.com for purchase pricing and availability questions concerning this watch. And today we are discussing a stainless steel 100-piece limited edition that was launched in 2024. So from H. Moser Cie of Schaffhausen, Switzerland, we have the Streamliner cylindrical tourbillon skeleton Alpine Motorsports. So Alpine Motorsports, best known today for their ventures in Formula One, but also supportive of World Endurance Championship and the 24 Hours of Le Mans. The watch in my hand is a tribute by Moser to Alpine, and of course, one is a sponsor of the other. The watch is a handsome piece designed for sporting use, including Alpine's signature competition blue color inside and out. In steel, 42.3 millimeters in diameter. The watch is 14.2 millimeters thick, but because it's lugless, it's also 42.3 millimeters from lug tip to lug tip. So it's 42.3 millimeters square, effectively. I'll throw it on my wrist, which is 16 centimeters in circumference, and it wears nicely. Actually, you can see how far inboard the edge of my wrist this case is. It's really a remarkable thing, and to be perfectly honest, I think as big as it is, it'll still wear well on a small wrist. Look over the top. That angle, which always exaggerates the width of the watch, even pulling the strap tight, the lugs are nowhere near the edge of my wrist, and you can really see it down the barrel here. And while it's not a thin watch, it does have a fairly well-sloped case flank in crystal, so it should slide underneath most cuffs and all jacket sleeves. The strap's a lovely piece, fully integrated. It has a texture, almost like a textile molded into it, with a little bit of molding along the shoulders. You can see it's fairly thick, so it won't tear. It's Moser branded on the underside, which is always lovely. And you can see that this has no crimping, no gouging. It's a brand new Moser factory strap. That's true on both sides. It's got a deploying clasp, twin trigger release. You press the two triggers, it pops open, double folding. Clasps are a rare thing on Moser watches, so it's interesting to see this here. It's a luxury to be sure, but it gives you a little bit more security on the wrist than a conventional Moser watch that would usually, even in the case of complications, feature only a pin buckle. Now, on the reverse side, you can see the only branding is on the back of the watch, Moser and Alpine, and then Moser on the logo. You can see the company is content that its design language is strong enough to forego any kind of branding on the dial. We have a machined blue spinel, which is an incredibly difficult thing to treat with machining. And so it is Alpine blue, but it's also a color that is very similar to Moser's signature funky blue. We have solid ceramic luminescent elements called Globo light, which you're about to see in the dark. And they actually have no shortage of luminescence. And then the watch has a screw-down crown and 120-meter water resistance. The movement is the HMC 811, and on the reverse side, you can see how it works. It is a pawl-based winding system, bidirectional pawl-based. Here's the winding system right there, a little bit like the Peloton winding system of IWC or Magic Lever of Seiko and Grand Seiko. We have ceramic bearings, so it's a bidirectional winder with very efficient ceramic bearings, super efficient, double pawl winding. Again, 3 Hz beat rate and a 74-hour power reserve. You could see that it features a fully skeletonized set of bridges and plates and rotor too, and that it is a large movement that properly fills this substantial case. We have a flying tourbillon, which is to say it's a tourbillon with no upper bridge to block your view. It's free sprung for durability against shock as well as precise adjustment, and you can see it uses a cylindrical hairspring with overcoil profiles, just like a vintage marine chronometer. And this, even more than a conventional overcoil hairspring, centers the mass of the hairspring and makes it immune to positional timing imprecision. That's the benefit of the helical hairspring. And you could see that it's breathing at a 3 Hz rate, and that the tourbillon effectively acts as the seconds hand of the dial. You can also see that the tourbillon is intricately decorated, probably the most intricately hand-decorated part of the whole movement. The other bevels are diamond cut, and you can see satination across the bridges. You can see the keyless works off to the side that allows us to alternately set the watch and wind the watch. You can see the motion works through the spinel at center. You can see the crown wheel and the intermediate wheels over here. You can see the winding pinion in action to energize the barrel. And then this movement pivots on 28 joules. You can see the nickel anthracite coating on the bridges and plates that makes them almost disappear, and that the wheels feature silver for a contrast. It's a beautiful look and a dramatic watch with a lot of personality. If you love this watch, you should also know that H. Moser Cie makes its escapements, its balances, and its hairsprings via its precision engineering subsidiary. In that sense, it is one of the most complete and capable movement manufacturers in the world. If you love this watch, reach out to Team Mosso at the 1916company.com for purchase and pricing details.